Good evening and welcome to another edition of Ashtabula Nights. I am your host Joanne Smith. Our guest tonight is Dr. Martha Gatto, the world's leading expert on the coelacanth. Dr. Gatto, good evening.
Good evening, Joanne.
Dr. Gatto, some of our viewers may not have heard of the coelacanth. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, Joanne. The coelacanth has been called a living fossil. It is a member of an ancient species of fish, the Actinistia, or lobe-finned fishes. They were thought to have become extinct over 65 million years ago, until a living specimen was caught off the east coast of South Africa, near the mouth of the Chalumne River in 1938 and first identified by Dr. J.B.L. Smith, after being brought to his attention by Marjorie Courtney Latimer, who was director of a museum in the South African town of East London. Dr. Smith named the species Latimeria chalumni after Miss Courtney Latimer, and the location where it was caught. Coelacanths are different from all other living fishes. They have a lobe on the tail, fleshy lobed fins, and are the only living animals to have a fully functional intercranial joint, which allows the front part of the head to be lifted when the fish is feeding. Additional specimens have been found in Comoros, Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, Madagascar, and in KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. Coelacanths grow to about 2 meters in length and nearly 100 kilograms. They live in deep water, spending the day hovering in caves, where they have been photographed by divers, and coming out at night to feed.
I've heard that the coelacanth has been called a living fossil. Why is that?
Coelacanths were thought to have been extinct for over 65 million years, until a living specimen was caught by fishermen off the east coast of South Africa, near the mouth of the Chalumne River in 1938 and first identified in 1939 by Dr. J.B.L. Smith, after being brought to his attention by Marjorie Courtney Latimer. Dr. Smith named the species Latimeria chalumni after Miss Courtney Latimer.
How big do they get?
Coelacanths grow to about 2 meters in length and nearly 100 kilograms. They spend the day hovering in deep water caves, and coming out at night to feed.
If I wanted to see one, where could I go?
You could see a coelacanth if you were to travel to Comoros, Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, Madagascar or to KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, and then take a diving expedition to the deep water caves, where they spend the day.
Who first found the coelacanth?
Dr. J.B.L. Smith first identified the coelacanth in 1939 after a specimen was brought to his attention by Marjorie Courtney Latimer. It had been caught by a fishing trawler off of the Chalumne River in South Africa, and Miss Latimer, director of a local museum, had been called to see it. Prior to that time, it had been thought to be extinct for over 65 million years.
How could you tell a coelacanth from some other type of fish?
Coelacanths are different from all other living fishes. They have a lobe on the tail, pairs of lobed fins, and are the only living animals to have a fully functional intercranial joint, which allows the front part of the head to be lifted when the fish is feeding. They can get to be 2 meters in length and nearly 100 kilograms.
Thank you, Dr. Gatto, for this very interesting visit. We will be back with our next guest after this short message.
Hello friends. Denny Smith here for Lucky Edda's used cars. Every car at Lucky Edda's is guaranteed defect free and friends. Remember, credit is never a problem at Lucky Edda's. We can get your loan approved and have you in a car of your dreams today. Call 555-3277 now.
Hello and welcome back to Ashtabula Nights. My next guest is an up-and-coming local comedian, Mr. Eddie Edwards. Welcome, Eddie.
Thank you very much, Miss Smith. I'm very happy to be here.
Eddie, how did you get started in comedy?
My mother always told me I was a funny kid, so I just decided to pursue it.
So, when did you start?
I started in high school and then in college, while I was attending Kent State University, at Ashtabula campus, on a rugby scholarship.
And, when did you get your big break?
When your producer called me and told me they had some time to fill on the show.
You mean now?
Well, he did tell me to be here tonight, so I suppose so.
Are you ready then, to give us a sample of your brand of humor?
Yes, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Edwards.
Thank you, Miss Smith. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it sure is good to be here. I just flew in from Peoria, and are my arms tired? That was my first joke. Really? Tough crowd. Well, let me tell you, I like to go for drives in the country sometimes. The other day I was on a roadway out in the country, and as I was driving past a field I saw a pig. Thank you. The pig had a wooden leg, and it was missing its tail in one ear. I saw a farmhouse, so I stopped and knocked on the door. The farmer came out and asked if he could help me, so I said, "Excuse me, sir." Back a little ways I saw a pig with a wooden leg. "Oh," he said, "let me tell you about that pig. That is the best pig in the world. Once when I was plowing the fields, the tractor overturned, and I was pinned under it. That pig came out and dug around me, then pulled me out, and saved my life. Another time it was night and we were all asleep. A fire broke out in the house, and the pig broke out of its pen, came up on the porch, and made so much noise it woke us all up, and saved all our lives." "Yes," I said, "but how did he get the wooden leg?" "Well," the farmer said, "let me tell you. When you have a pig that good, you don't eat him all at one time."
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Eddie Edwards. That is all the time we have for tonight. Good night, everybody.